Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 3 of my Save Samuel's YouTube series. So, on Tuesday, was the court hearing. A judge did not grant an injunction to Samuel's library for the temporary injunction. They can refile for a permanent injunction. So what that means is the Warren County Library Board meeting that was scheduled for Wednesday night went forward, and I was able to watch it last night when I got home because the Royal Examiner recorded it and posted it on YouTube. So if you want to go watch it for yourselves, it's about 40 minutes long, and it's on Royal Examiner's YouTube page. Anyway, let's dive right into that. But before we begin, remember, I don't speak for anybody but myself. No employer, not Samuel's, not Save Samuel's, not anybody but me. Okay, let's go. So, yeah, the first meeting was introductions to the new members and officer elections and kind of just going through bylaws and stuff that Vicky Cook put together. It was kind of disorganized and very like, oh, I don't know, I'll find out. Oh, I don't know, I'll find out. Oh, if I heard Vicky Cook say, I don't know, I'll find out one more time, I was like, do you know anything? So I took notes. Look at this. So, like I said, there was officer elections. So Jay Butler from the Board of Supervisors was there to facilitate those nominations and elections until they elected a chair. So, of course, Vicky Cook nominated Eric Belk as chair of this Warren County Library Board, which then got voted into practice. Dean Jacks was voted as vice chair, and Veronica Ranieri as secretary. And what I'm going to focus on is Eric Belk. So Eric Belk is the one who in 2023 submitted 9 requests for reconsideration to Samuel's Public Library during the book banning campaign. And according to FOIA documents that are available for you to read on SaveSamuelsLibrary.com, you can find every single one of these forms. Be warned, if you do go read them, there are a lot of homophobic and transphobic language. I read a lot of them back in 2023. If that's something you don't want to hear, I would recommend you skip the next couple minutes because I'm going to talk about Eric Belk's forms right now. So, in a request for reconsideration form, you are asked for your name, address, who you represent. You ask for the title of the item, the author, what format's in, and then you are asked a couple of questions. What brought this resource to your attention? Have you examined the entire resource in full? If not, what sections did you review? What concerns you about the resource? Is there anything worthwhile in this material? Are there resources you suggest to provide additional information and or other viewpoints on this topic? And what action are you requesting the library to consider? And remember, Samuel's got 800 of these in 2023. I don't know if that's the right number, but it was a lot. It's a lot. And it takes a lot of manpower and resources and hours to review these. So we're going to look at Eric Belk's. I'm going to scroll down here to a book called The Witch Boy, and it's by Molly Ostertag, and it is a juvenile graphic novel. Graphic novel meaning comic. That is what graphic novel means. It means it's a comic or in comic style. So, what brought this resource to your attention? And it is, I'm going to quote it and I'm going to throw it up here. I am concerned about material that is aimed at young children that encourages children to embrace gay/alternative lifestyle. That's our new Warren County Library Board chair. What concerns you about the resource? Presents gay/lesbian relationships to young children, encourages them to embrace the lifestyle for themselves. Why can't we let children be children without forcing sexual identity and sexual identity questions on them? And by the way, when questioned, have you examined this resource in full? It's, I have examined enough of the materials to form an objective opinion, which is not a yes. What else is there? Oh, another one on Ivy Aberdeen's Letter to the World, which is by Ashley Herring Blake. If you don't know Ashley Herring Blake, she writes adult fiction romances that are sapphic. She also writes juvenile, middle grade. I've read, not this one, I've read another one called The Mighty Heart of Sunny St. James, and it's very innocent. It's very cute. It's very, middle school crush worthy topics. And that's what these books are aimed at. So again, I am concerned about sexually explicit material, particularly that which is aimed at community youth and that which denies objective scientific truth. And I really want to know what objective scientific truth he's talking about. I'm sure I know, but I would really like him to explain and look at me in the eyes when he says that. And again, I have reviewed enough of the material to form an objective opinion. The book is centered around encouraging and convincing a 12-year-old girl, 12, to deny the objective truth of her own body. No sympathetic character encourages her to embrace the truth. So all of these he just wants removed from the library. And there's more. And again, you can go read these yourself on SaveSamuelsLibrary.com. So that's the new chair of the Warren County Library Board. Those are his thoughts. Those are his opinions on reading materials in the library. I'll talk a little bit more, because I have so many notes, but I realize I'm already at 8 minutes. This is, whew, I might have to make 2 videos. So the main points is they were setting up meeting frequency, which at the beginning, they're going to try to do weekly meetings, which is a lot. They'll have to get an agenda together. I'm going to try to make it out to one of these meetings at some point soon, especially if they start doing public comment. I do live and work over an hour away, so it is harder for me to get out as often as I would like, but I try. They also asked about Samuel's Library budgets and financial reports and if they could have access to them. Well, guess what? If you go to samuelslibrary.net, it takes like 2 clicks and you can find financial information dating back to 2007. You can find directors' reports. You can find their strategic plan. All of this is available to the public. They've been so transparent. So again, the fact that this is needed for financial oversight is redundant. And when Vicki Cook nominates you to be the chair of the board and you yourself submitted 9 book requests for reconsideration, again, it makes you go, I don't really know if this is about financial oversight. We know it's not about financial oversight. They're going to talk about their mission and vision statement. They're going to try to put one together. I'm very interested to see what they come up with. I'll have that at some point. Vicki Cook really didn't know a lot. Do you get a copy of this report prior to presentation? And Cook doesn't really know what she gets with her job. I'm like, you're a supervisor on the county board of supervisors. They don't have emails yet. They don't have like wclb.gov emails yet. So if the member of the public or if they want to talk to one another, they suggested doing phone calls, which aren't FOIA-able. So we're going to hope they get at least one email set up by next week. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah. Really, I just wanted to talk about Eric Belk today. I have a lot of other notes, but again, you can go watch this meeting in full on the Royal Examiner's webpage. I'll watch next week's meeting as well, a couple other meetings. If I don't make full videos on it, I also make videos on YouTube Shorts with just quick 1-minute updates. So you can also go and watch those. You can subscribe to see, keep up what's happening. You can follow me on Blue Sky. You can also follow Save Samuel's Library, the Political Action Committee, on Facebook and Blue Sky to get more information as it comes out. Again, support your local library and know what's going on in your local government.